This is your daily market review for Monday, September 30th, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market review, Monday, September 30th, 2024, the last day of the quarter. How exciting. Interesting day with the port issues, Israel. I mean, what is not an issue at this point, honestly, in this economy and this market? And somehow they rumor smashed bears at the close and squeezed it to the highs, and, well, is what it is. That's the market. You can be mad about it, or you can trade around it, or you can accept that trends do not always flip over, or trends do not always go in one direction every day. It's an education thing, and you got to be careful. So if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room, link in the description below. I appreciate all the love, support, and generous donations. We know it's kind of a vacuum week before earnings really start. Usually the first day of the month is bullish. October by nature is very either scary or bullish. They call it Uptober or be scared. Be scared, frightening. Because again, it's when everyone locks in their bonuses. It's the mutual fund end of year, fourth quarter bonuses starting to get calculated, everything. And so people start either they can head for the entrance or they can head for the exit. This year, going into this election, this time, what's going on? Your guess as good as mine, but I do feel more like, again, the economy's slowing. Everything's falling off a cliff pretty fast. And I think it's going to get worse, in my opinion. Now it's just some of the stuff going on the East Coast. Again, shout out to all the folks who need help. You're in your prayers. Yeah, be careful. If you're new to the channel, check out the Discord, which is below. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate it. Follow on the X. Check out the education trading videos, back to basics. Check out the website. All the fun stuff, again, turn profits into passive income and properties. Man, I am just genuinely thinking in my mind, like really near term, please be careful. Again, calendar link, hit me if you need to chat. Looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, and you do not hit me up, what are you doing? I don't understand it. The folks that do have had great experience. Again, check out all my 5-star reviews. I do my best to find you the best possible agent on the planet in your area to help you out. Why would you not reach out? Again, you can go on Zillow and get lucky if you pick someone decent, or you can call your uncle, but work with the best. If you can get the same attorney, if you can get an attorney for basically the same cost, one better than the other, dentist, doctor, why would you not go to the best? This is going to get interesting, folks, right? Currently here, they're now talking about, one cut, two cuts. I don't know if they're going to, as we know, we're right here. I'm going to see three cuts. I feel like three cuts are coming. This is going to get started priced in at some point. Just be careful out there. Again, interest rates, if they continue to cut aggressively, it tells you there's not good on the horizon. We know China's flooding the liquidity in the market. Why? We know Japan's struggling. They're trying to figure it out. We know the Middle East is a nightmare. It probably ends badly. Be careful. Bitcoin, saw it today. I was like, that looks like it is going to roll over. Now, you need to hold 62,600 area. But, man, again, I don't trust assets. Baby out with the bathwater. They flush this thing. Everything can go. Oil, not really looking so hot. Natural gas has been on fire. Congrats. But back into the resistance up here. Watch this 293 zone. 290 to $3 zone. Is it going to break out? Dollars, we talked about the volatile. Look at this thing, just up, down, up, down, up, down. Whew. TLT, again, interest rates should be going lower. We talk about taking profit going into the Fed meeting, that they would probably stabilize and go a little higher near term. With what's going on the East Coast, ports, inflation, I mean, can bonds continue to go and be bought? Is this uptrend going to end? Again, if you hedge pretty good, we talked about watching to the 94, 95 level. A lot of variables out there. That's why you got to trade the extremes and be careful. Manage your positions. VIX, talked about this waking up at some point off the 15 level. You got it. You got it. Look, it hits the 20-day, backs off. Remember, in an uptrend, it's not every day is up. and not every day is going to be down in a downtrend. Okay, does this make sense? I feel like people just have to hear this 7,000 times. VIVIX we talked about, bottoming, holding support. Keep an eye on it. Look at this SPY. I mean, it was just a clear rally in the end of the day. Looked like it was about to break the 8-10 days. Like, okay, squeeze her back up. Okay, keep an eye on it. The laggards lagged, that's for sure. The Qs lagged. Hit the 8-10 day, rallied back. Gap filled. Looks like it's due to, I don't know, head lower in time. IWM, you go chop around. Again, if the next first day of the month's tomorrow, all right, don't be surprised if there's some squeeze action potentially going in tomorrow. If tomorrow's not up, it will say a lot because usually the first day of the fourth quarter is usually bullish. Look at the freaking Dow. Up and down, up and down, up and down. We've talked about the IWM. I apologize. I'm like brain farting. This has been lagging. Qs have been lagging. Look at gold today, right? Great quarter, by the way. Obviously, right? Was it? Yeah, look at this. Open low, close high monthly. Near term, again, this is what's crazy. And again, I'm not really watching gold as I am watching silver because I want to see silver pump. I want to see the miners pump. If we're really going to see the up move, because if this is just a big trap, look at these things. I mean, these things, I've tried to, I go into the weekend recap, like these things get absolutely destroyed, 50, 60%. That would take you back to massive supports. AEN, been holding up pretty darn well, right? AG, holding up, chopping around. The Newmonts, chopping around. Again, they're all at resistance or chopping around. And if you know what we know about chop around, chop leads to big moves. PAAS kind of looks like a head and shoulders top, y'all. I'm just saying, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. 10 cuidado. That's all I can say. Taiwan semi. Let's get into tech. Look at this. Talked about bull trapping. Near term. Okay, maybe oversold. Micron, if you shorted up near the highs, you're welcome. Talked about playing the up. Talked about that. Said be careful going on earnings. Hits the 100-day. Kapow. A lot of people bullish it. I mean, it's amazing how, like, on this day, every person that hit me up was like, Micron, the new NVDA, it's going to... Okay, well, I don't know what you guys read. But, I mean, their quarter wasn't that great. It was okay. But we talk about chip demand futuristically, future talking. You got to be careful, right? AI is getting priced in. It gets priced in. And once it gets priced in, this is where you got to be careful. People are like, what do you mean be careful? Right? If you price in the future, just like Tesla. Remember how Tesla priced in like the future of dominating electric cars? And then what did it do? Gave it all up. Not all of it, but it gave a lot back. And that's what you have to be careful of. I mean, that's why I like the NVIDIA short. It makes sense to me. Multi-trillion, $3 trillion company. Get the freak out of here. Billions in rev, like 100 billion. No, it's not worth it. It's not the valuation. Doesn't make, like if you're on Shark Tank and you asked to sell them a piece of the company, they laugh at you. Makes sense if it rejects here. Again, back testing the trend line. I mean, it's probably going to hold. 115 is key. It has to hold above it. SMCI, as we talked about, if this DOJ stuff's kind of a frothy bullshit, excuse my language, that was a gift. If it's not, then it's not. That's where you got to be careful. And I say it's not. It means like, who knows where the bottom is. It should be around there. It's been clobbered. Talk about Intel being trash. Is this the repeating formation? You kind of look over major moving average and I think this gets delisted at some point. And not that Intel's going out of business. It's just, what's the upside? All on subsidies? You need materials. You need sources. If the costs go up on chips, can they really pass it on? Again, we like the Soxus. You bought it in the 19, 18. I mean, what did it get to? What was the lows? I mean, I was buying it. I've been buying it in the low 20s, the teens. I get it 18. Yeah, it's a gift down here, in my opinion. But define your risk. Please be careful. For the love of all that's Jesus. Adobe, chopping, gap down, chop. Apple was up all day. Okay, good luck with that. Remember, NVIDIA, too, with the chips, China putting the restriction on them selling them. They weren't that whole workaround. Wow. Apple, this is what's interesting. Like, it's been lagging all the last couple of days, week, retesting the highs. Worth a watch. I mean, I know their iPhone sales are not going to be good from what I've heard. Nobody's buying it. Who wants the same iPhone 13 with some, like, little bit of upgrades of speed and processor? No one cares. There's no features. Amazon, we talked about filling the gap. Not looking so hot, right? Keep an eye on it. Just do me a favor. Meta. I mean, I don't trust that for a minute, do you? No, but hey, it's holding up. And this is one of those things where stocks that are near highs, they've been leading up, probably the last to short and fail. Just replaying some information that comes from experience. CRM, back in the resistance zone, chopping around, worth a watch. Google, nice rally into the end of the day. Again, I like the short here, makes sense. Just keep an eye on it. Microsoft, talked about this one's lagging. Okay, a little pop up today, chopping around. Just again, a lot of watching, not a lot of action today. NDAQ, again, I like the short on this. I think, again, we talked about the exchange for tech is not going to be the leader. It's going to be the commodity exchanges, in my opinion. CME. Man, watch this 20-day. Yep. Just browsing. MicroStrategy. We talked about taking profit. If you took profits on Friday into the freaking target zone, look at this trade, y'all. 200-day up. That's awesome. I mean, at worst, it's going to chop around. So you got to harvest profits. If you don't take profits, the markets take them from you. Netflix holding up, chopping around 8-10-day. Roblox, we talked about this failing to break out. PanW, cybersecurity. I mean, this man holding the trend line. I know this trend line's ugly. Zoom out, you can see where it comes from. 50-day. This thing could pop if cybersecurity stuff pops off. Tesla, again, makes sense to take profits up here. It comes down hard, come back up to the range high. At worst, it's going to chop around. Doesn't you get my point when you start talking about like taking profit, minimizing, like trading around your position? You can always add back on dips later, right? Like this is not normal and it doesn't sustain. Does that make sense? I hope people understand. Leave a comment below if you're confused or need help. Insight, again, I think this gets bought out at some point. Planter got a nice rally closer to the Bank of America came out defending it. It looked like it was about to break the 8 and 10 day. Again, I like this as a short with a very defined risk. Very defined. McDonald's, it's simple. Holding up pretty well. Again, it's like, okay. McDonald's breaks out, it's going to go. I mean, you could play the upside in this. But just define, again, roll up your stops. This is what's so hard is will you get sustained breakouts? Maybe, depending on what names. We talked about DraftKings. Look at this bull trap. Got to break the 200-day. Said that the other day. Airbnb, the float. Just the trash is floating last. Pops, hits the zone, fills the gap-ish. Costco, gaps down on earnings, chopping around. Man, look at that wick today. Nasty little wick. This to me feels like this is a formation that is absolutely destructive as hell for bulls, and it squeezes out bears. Look at this. You open flat, you drop a little, people get excited, then you come right back. This, again, I'm gonna go on record and just put a little side arrow. Like that is not a bullish candle, in my opinion. It will lead to bigger down, in my opinion. It's not gonna be straight line, never is. Starbucks, well, it can be, I guess, if shit hits the fan. Chopping around, we talk about digesting. FedEx holding up. We talked about it popping back to the 200-day. Interesting candle today. I mean, that feels like a trap. We'll see. Caterpillar, been on tear, right? Doji, worth a watch. DE, been on a tear. If you played this since the 340s, congratulations. You nailed it. Coming up into resistance, just worth a watch. New quarter. Again, we like materials. I just want them to get what they get. And it's being puked out before a bull run. Think of like a bull trap, right? Or think of like a bear trap. And thinking about like we just saw at Costco. Like you want to see like this wipeout in materials. That's like the last one. It's like the backup. As we call it, the knee bend. That's what I'm looking for in materials. VALE's been doing all right. Again, if China's stimulating, they should pick up. They buy a ton of materials from said China. Arrow, Copper Junior, we like it. Getting up into the range highs, backs off. Be careful. CCJ, been on fire. I guess, I don't know. This is just big sloppy. I mean, it's a big choppy zone. It's kind of like the ag names. Big choppy slop zone. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. Mosaic. I mean, see those big red bars on Mosaic? Down here, this green bar. I mean, it feels like the bottoms are in. It's just they're playing bounce, playing chops. AA holding up pretty well. XLF, again, look at the close. I mean, it just boggles my mind. Okay, you want to buy financials, go right ahead. They're literally the ticking time bomb carrying all the weight. Worth a watch. JP Morgan, 210, watching this. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if the market chops around and holds up until the end of the week. I don't know how the hell they'll do it, but I think if it does, it'll be a gift. If by Thursday this is up, start of Rosh Hashanah, and holds up, Morgan Stanley, I mean, I think it gives you some great shorting opportunities. Bank of America, I mean, Buffett can't sell fast enough. Goldman Sachs, holding up, chopping around. Carry, okay, cool. Holding the 50-day. You got to give it credit where credit's due. XBI, this thing is usually a risk-on name. We talk about it failing up at the range highs. Okay, keep an eye on it. Right? Housing, sorry. I mean, I don't know how much longer this thing can hold up. Again, how new home sales, I mean, dude, the builders, 99-cent hold your place, or $99 to hold a place on a deposit for Taylor Morrison homes in certain parts of Aurora, Denver. Holy crap, $99 for a deposit on a house? Wow, they're getting desperate. I'm just seeing some crazy stuff. Like they're bending over. And again, if you want to buy a new home, be prepared for some issues, lack of quality control near term, but man, they have warranties for a reason. Just you might be finding free money for new homes. That's all I'm gonna say. TAN, 200-day watching. Sedge, this thing's been a turd. Not surprised it bounced, and then is that the 50-day? We'll see what happens. I mean, this name's going to 15. I've said this. It's just a matter of when, if ENPH again is trading this big range. First Solar, we said Friday something looked a little funny. I put 7 arrows. Look, you filled the gap. I mean, someone's watching this video knows what I'm talking about. Fills the gap and gives it up. HYG, again, not a lot of people might agree with me, but I mean, I feel like you got to be higher than a freaking kite to buy corporate debt. That's all I'm really going to say. Let's go with the oil. It's been all over the place. I mean, geopolitically, I mean, it's probably about to bounce if the crap's about to hit the fan in the Middle East. Again, UNG, I'm not a fan of this product. Again, the trade was short in the KLD, in my opinion. Right? Again, I would be taking profits here. Just taking some profits. XOP, keep an eye on it. Right? I know some people going long here. Could be a head and shoulders bottom. I just don't trust commodities. I just don't. So you do what you got to do. Again, do I have all the answers? Fudge, no. Again, I just would Valero, MPC. Again, they're chopping at the range lows. I mean, a lot of these names. Could they be due to bounce if some geopolitical stuff? No diggity, no doubt. I'm just kind of flowing through them. ExxonMobil, same thing. No diggity, no doubt. Chopping around. They're in big chop ranges. Occidental, like Buffett, just probably like, I don't want to buy it down here. Volume is not huge. It looks big relative, but keep an eye on this. I mean, it's like EQT and Flex LNG. Like they look like big consolidation patterns. So big consolidation patterns don't need to be early on. If you want to trade them in early and be chilling, I get it. Me personally, not so much interested. All right, I'm going to let y'all run. If you have any questions, again, please don't hesitate to reach out. I know the markets are a little hard right now. We got the election. We got so much crap going on. That stuff that happened to the hurricane, man, some of these towns, some of these areas, send out prayers, thoughts. It just feels sad for them. I mean, some of these towns will never be rebuilt the same. So, got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Appreciate all the love, support, generous donations. You guys are amazing. Send out a donation to maybe some of these rescue funds, or I don't know which ones are real these days. Well, whoever needs help, send out. I'm telling you, that's what I'm doing. Send some help to some people. Someone's going to need it somewhere. Some of these people's houses are literally gone. And in certain parts of the mountains in North Carolina, especially Tennessee, they don't have flood insurance. It's part in Florida washing away. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. But we got to do the best we can do. And the best thing we can do for ourselves, for everybody, is be the best versions of ourselves to do that and help others. So holler at your boy. Peace. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, your PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.